Views from the friend zone. I'm trying to reach the end zone. You think I'm kinda sweet and you wanna be friends though? It's cool though. Just don't try to play me for no fool, yo. Views from the friend zone. I'm trying to reach the end zone. You think I'm kinda sweet and you wanna be friends though? It's cool though. Just don't try to play me for no fool, yo. Yeah. Welcome to another edition of the Views from the Friend Zone podcast. Happy Memorial Day. Salute to all y'all? The veterans who served. We have a veteran in the building. Thank you for your service.
My pleasure, bro. My pleasure.
But I'm also excited. This is the opening weekend of Thought season.
Hey, now, where them thoughts at?
I was driving the streets. I'm seeing the booty shorts. I'm seeing the sundresses. I'm saying, Satan, I rebuke you. Because I'm a married man and I shouldn't be looking. But
I love the thoughts.
Yes, you're single, so you can enjoy that.
I just love them from a distance. I ain't messing with them.
They told us we was gonna have a heat wave this weekend. Yesterday was brick. I borderline needed a jacket. It was kind of cold, cool. Especially when it got late. You know what I'm saying? So But other than that, it's been a good weekend so far. Memorial weekend, everybody out there cooking, cookouts and stuff.
I had a barbecue yesterday.
You know what I'm saying? I had a little situation. You know what? Shout out to Uncle Don's Kitchen. They did catering for the event yesterday. The food was so good and delicious. I'm on a cleanse, but I had to sample some of the food, and it was just like, that jerk salmon and fried whiting, and oh my goodness. I was in fat boy heaven yesterday. I'm not even gonna hold you. You know what I'm saying? I always tell people, I try to make holidays not about food. When you're trying to lose weight and trying to have a change of lifestyle, a lot of times you associate holidays with food. You can't wait for Thanksgiving. You can't wait for the food you might have on Christmas and stuff like that. 4th of July, you're going to hit mad barbecues. Memorial Day weekend, you're going to hit barbecues. And I tell myself, enjoy yourself. Don't make it about food. Yesterday night was about food. Shout out to Uncle Don's Kitchen. You can find them on Instagram. Uncle_Don's_Kitchen_.
Look it up.
Food kind of good out of Long Island, New York. You could have them, cater your next event as well. But enough of the plugging. Also, shout out to Live Life, Love Life, the brand.
Oh, yeah.
It's more than lifestyle's a way of living.
We just saw the brand
CEO,
ambassador.
You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Simon Woodruff. But anyway, we're going to talk about, a few things, different format. Shout out to Clifford Brock Benam, he's handling business. Shout out to Amanda Haynes, a.k.a. Greedy Gut with the little butt.
Out there in Cali.
I only said the little butt part because that's her tagline. I ain't looking at her butt or nothing like that. But
you didn't look at her butt before.
No sir.
She knows she got a little butt.
No sir. Anyway, let's talk about some things before we jump into the show. Let's talk about current events, sports. We know what the finals is going to be. It's going to be Golden State versus Toronto.
The 6.
You know what I'm saying?
Nigga Drake. Hype right now.
I know some of our fans aren't the biggest sports fans, but it's a big deal to talk about the finals. So what do you think? I'm happy for Kawhi.
I already got money on
Kawhi
it,
redeemed himself because people try to say he was soft or whatever because Pop kind of dirty his name and we the North wrote out.
Yo, why our memories are so short though? They doing the same shit to Bron right now.
Yeah,
because he ain't in the playoffs this
Bron's
year.
Bron's gonna come back dangerous next year.
But he ain't in the playoffs
my man
this year.
Beanie said it's dangerous.
So everybody forgot. He not great no more. He not the best in the game because whatever. Kawhi was off last year. We act like we forgot how good he was.
But he fell off. He wasn't in nobody top 10's list no more. People were saying,
but he didn't
top
fall
20?
Off. He just wasn't there.
Perception, right? Because we live in a society of you got to show me better than you could tell me. And that's why we fall for people IGs. Because people on Instagram, the bodies look crazy, money's all good, shit like that. But guess what? In the background, you see those pictures where dude be telling the girl, I'm in the club, but he laying on the wall with a pillow, standing up, about to turn up, but his IG shows that he's laying in the bed kind of thing. So, perception is more than reality.
And then it's out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, because you ain't see the dude in a minute, you perceive him to fall off when he was getting better apparently because he looked better than he was before.
His game is phenomenal. To me, he's playing working. Like the hybrid of Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan in one player. Scoring like Michael Jordan, but that defense tenacity. Even though Jordan was a good defender, Pippen was more long arm, intensity. Look at, he made Giannis look like Giannis was a rookie the last 4 games.
Don't get it twisted, though. That was a team defense. Yes. Wait, I think Giannis...
They switched up.
Giannis smacked Kawhi's stuff before.
Yeah, he did. But
and
once,
he took him to the rack a couple times.
Once the coach switched Kawhi to be the main defender, Giannis looked nervous. This is the dude who's going to be the MVP.
You're right.
And he looked like the lights was just too bright for him.
They say that, and I'm not doubting that Kawhi is a great defender. He's a great defender, don't get me wrong. But that was a help type of situation. The entire Toronto Raptors team was defending Giannis.
Mm-hmm.
And, they did an excellent job. I already put some money on the Raptors. I just don't believe in the Warriors. I don't care. I don't believe a team that good, even though they was able to come back and smack Portland around whenever they wanted. You constantly was down 15 and 17 in each game.
Yeah.
Like, why? What are you doing? You can't do that.
They just straight up.
You can't play around with a team who got a guy like Kawhi like that. You get down by that many,
Kawhi's gonna go for the juggler.
Exactly. So we'll see what happens. KD's not coming back. Yeah. They're talking about Boogie coming back, and if he does, it's going to make it even worse for them.
Yeah. We'll see, because he's going to mess up with the chemistry. Right now, Golden State's best
that
asset
chemistry.
Is chemistry. Okay. So I hope we probably lost a couple of the women non-sports listeners. We're going to bring it back. We're going to bring it back. We're going to go into the relationship talk. We're going to talk about that in season. Mm-hmm. For all the single people out there, this is your time to shine. The summertime, the weather's nice. The aromas are nice in the air. The eyes are looking at people. This is your time to shine. Like they always say, the summer's gonna get the body that you give it. So you know what I mean. It don't make no sense to kill yourself in the gym right now. Just show me what you got. But we're gonna talk about, relationships. We're gonna talk about when relationships take its toll. We're gonna talk about when do we know that it's time? Like some men. I'm not even going to call them men. I'm going to call them F-boys. Some F-boys will break up with you because the weather is nice and they want to see what else they can get better. Some F-boys will break up with you a week before your birthday, a week before Valentine's Day, a week before the anniversary, just so they can wiggle out of showing you something special. But we're not talking about that. We're going to talk about the actual expiration date on relationships. Relationship that it wasn't working, it wasn't right for us.
I get out too soon.
True. We'll discuss. Majority of people out there, we've all been in relationships that we held on too long, or we tried to make something work when it wasn't there. You're a man with many experiences, so you can definitely shine your experiences onto us, right? So the first topic is expiration dates on relationships. The first sub-question is, when is a good time to say enough is enough?
There's no good time.
Mm-hmm.
When you can both agree, you and whoever you're dealing with can agree that this is just not working for whatever reason. Love is love, but I don't think we're gonna grow together. You know what I mean? Because you could be with somebody and be like, it's cool. We get along. We have a decent relationship, but I don't see us elevating and getting further than where we're at.
Yeah.
And if you want to find someone who can bring more out of you and you can grow with, then that's what you got to go for. You see what I'm saying?
You said something that was beautiful that I also want to put in my response to the question. Like, when you can recognize the fact that not only we're not growing together, but you could possibly remove the selfishness and say, you know what? There's probably somebody out there better
for you,
for the person that I'm with. So why hold them back? And to me, I like that because that's growth. That's internal growth. That's
hard to do.
How many people we know, especially when you see these older dudes who find these young things and clamp them up, and it's just they're kind of robbing them of their golden years, selfishly, knowing that they still haven't got their ish together. And sometimes it's vice versa as well. You know what I'm saying?
I've never had a situation where, honestly, somebody I was dealing with, I felt like somebody would be better for them. Maybe no.
How many memes we see on social media when the woman's just like, "I'm the best thing you ever had," or
let me take that back.
You're gonna find somebody better than me. Who you gonna date? God?
I want to correct it. Not that I didn't see like somebody would be better for them. I just felt like nobody could. There's not anything somebody else would do for them that I myself couldn't do. Now the question is whether or not I was willing to do it.
It still sounds a lot of arrogance in that response.
The question is whether or not I was willing to do it. And if I can tell myself I'm not willing to go that extra mile for her, or I'm not willing to do what I need to do to elevate her in this relationship, then I have to say, well, you know what? I should let her go. And it goes the same for a woman with me. You know what I mean? What happens is you get comfortable. We're comfortable with each other. Yeah. And it's like, why give up a sure thing for a what if type of thing? Because you may not find what you're looking for afterward. And that's how people end up going backwards. Yeah. But I would say, like I said, there's no perfect time. But when you guys can both be mature enough and realize like, we've plateaued in this relationship. Yeah. And either we're going to do something to take it to another level, or we're going to part ways and say, you know, it's not for me.
I think the perfect time to say enough is enough is when the relationship becomes toxic. A lot of times we're in relationships where it's just like...
But that's already too late, bro.
No, but, too late. But hear me out. A lot of times we're in situations where you just realize you walk around with all this frustration, all this confusion, and it's just like, you know, the mere presence of the person. But
you look at them and be like, ugh.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, yo, why continue to hold on? Another thing is, like you said, when it's just like, you know what? I know I can be much better for this person, but they don't inspire me to be better.
Exactly.
For them.
That's what I'm saying.
And you said something. You said something earlier that sounded cocky, but it's kind of like, I don't feel like when I'm in a relationship,
everything
with a person,
I say sounds cocky.
No, but I don't feel like in a relationship, I'm not going to sit there and say that the person can't go out there and find somebody better than me. You might find somebody that meets more of your needs. You might find somebody you find more attractive than you find me. You might find somebody who's, you know, damn, I can't even think of.
Just think of it like this: love language.
Yeah, you might someone who speaks a better love language.
Exactly,
right.
She was talking to me about that.
But I just feel like when I'm in a relationship with someone, you're gonna. To me, it's gonna be hard to find someone who's more committed and dedicated to trying to make you happy, trying to make us work. I feel like I put my all into it. Maybe sometimes I might fall short.
Women don't like that. Women don't like that guy. You know that?
Speak on it.
They don't like
I feel like sometimes I do get shitted on that.
He's so committed and dedicated.
I have got shitted on that.
I can trust him. I don't have to worry about him.
I've had women say to me, "You're my soulmate. You're my soulmate, but I'm not ready to settle down with you. I still want to see what's out there." Which means there was still more dicks they wanted to sample. I'm gonna keep it a buck. There's still more escapades they wanted to do.
They like that guy who say, "I don't know what the fuck he's doing. I don't even know where he's at or if he's gonna come home."
You hear this, ladies? He's saying y'all love F boys. That sounds very F boy ish.
I don't know what to think, but I want him. You see what I'm saying? The confusion. The nigga you can plan your day to. Oh, he'll be home at 5:30. 5:35.
There's a new Wendy's commercial where the girl breaks up a guy for being basic. He's dressed in all gray. He likes basic chicken sandwiches.
You used to like that. I was so plain.
His favorite channel on the TV is the Guy channel. He like just a lot of basic stuff.
Till she got a taste of that spicy chicken.
And then now she wants something different. I think another good time to say enough is enough is when you just realize like this person's making you out of your character. This person makes you want to fight, angry. This person make you make decisions that, like, you know what, when you're in your right mind, you would never make those decisions, you know?
No, I'm going to get personal for a little minute. Okay. In my last relationship, we got along pretty well. And I feel like when we broke up, it wasn't a matter of us, like nothing dramatic really happened or whatever. It was a matter of, we had a situation the night before, and I thought about it, I slept on it, and then we talked about it the next day. Because I was like, I didn't want to make no rash decision when I was angry or upset. Yeah. Or, you know, either one of us was like that. And then we had a discussion, when we had the discussion, that's when I realized, like, and that's what I said this before on the show. My favorite thing was somebody had said, don't wait to make a decision that you know you're going to have to eventually make.
Yeah.
Just make it. Mm-hmm. So I felt like eventually we were going to break up. It could have been 6 months from there, maybe a year, maybe 2. Who knows?
So you knew eventually, enough was enough.
I knew eventually it was going to happen. So it was like, why waste your time? Why waste my time? You know? And just from that conversation. And I felt like we ended on a good note, but she probably felt different.
Another thing that people selfishly aren't ready to do when to evaluate when enough is enough is when you feel so on the verge that you get so tempted to cheat on this person because your needs are not being fulfilled, your interests lacks and stuff like that. Don't get it twisted.
I'll fulfill your needs, baby.
When you're in a relationship long enough,
he ain't doing it for you.
Your attention dwindles, but you have to evaluate to yourself like, yo, is my needs being met? Or am I bored? Because if you're just bored, you have to find a way to throw spikes back into the relationship. Mm-hmm. Try new things, have new conversations, challenge your spouse or your partner, and ask them to challenge you. But if you feel so mean that you're going to go out there and break their heart, if you can, end the situation. Some people are like, nah, man, I just need to go scratch that itch and then come right back. But I feel like if you could avoid doing that,
it takes a lot of maturity to do that. Like, communication is always key in any relationship, and a lot of people don't want to have that conversation.
Yeah,
because how do you approach it? Like,
it's tough.
I feel like we're kind of.
I feel the majority of the time
boring now.
Yeah, but I feel the majority of the time the people aren't really blindsided, right? It's
because
know. People are spending time avoiding the topic.
Yes,
right. Like most of the times when someone. Don't get it twisted. Some people get cheated on and they're completely shocked. And some people get cheated on and women be like, I knew when you started cheating because you started doing such and such. I was just kind of waiting to see if I could catch you or you would come to me, right?
Yeah.
Women have great intuitions. They'll sense the energy. A lot of times women be like, yeah, I started to feel it, but I was hoping I was wrong and trying to avoid it kind of thing, you know?
Shout out to the women's intuition. And it's funny how it's always right on Monday, like Monday quarterback.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Quarterback
Monday night quarterback after the fact. Oh, yeah, I knew it. And my intuition told me. Okay. But if I wasn't, your intuition would have been wrong and you would have never let it be known.
Yeah.
So you're always right.
So the next question, is it better to call it quits than to spend time trying to make it work? Because I've known people who's been in relationships for 10 years and it's been shaky since year 3, but they spent 7 years trying to figure it out. And I'm like, damn, yeah, you guys got 10 years under the belt, but 7 of them 10 years was trash.
What I would say to that is you owe it to your partner to have the discussion. So if you feel like it's over, this relationship is plateaued, okay, you can't make that decision completely by yourself. That's all I'll say. You owe it to your significant other to at least say, hey, this is how I'm feeling. This is where I'm at. You know, what's your thoughts on it? You might see things different. They might open your eyes to something that you're not aware of. They might really, really want to make it work and are willing to, do what they need to do to make you see things different. That's what you have to do. So, I mean, you're not wasting your time. And it can be worth it, but if y'all have the discussion and y'all are in somewhat of agreement that, well, I can understand why you feel that way, blah, 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 it's time to let it go. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I agree with what you're saying. I feel like effort has to be put out there, right? Like, don't get it twisted. Relationships are hard, right? Because you're taking 2 different people and you're forcing them to act as one, to have consistent goals, consistent expectation, for the most part, feelings and emotions that are in sync. So it's tough to get 2 people together. My thing is effort, because a lot of times we want our spouses or significant others to change. And then sometimes we'll do something for a couple of days and then go back to old habits. That's annoying, but I get it. But if the person you're communicating to, like, yo, you don't understand, this hurts me. I need you to change this. I need you to do this. And they're like, shrugging you off, or they're just like, you're always complaining and dismissing your needs.
Yeah.
To me, I just feel like, yo, it's it's gonna hurt to leave that situation, but it's better to leave that situation than to fight. You know how tough it is to carry a relationship by yourself. Like you're forcing everything to make everything right.
A lot of
and
people
the person
do
is just a body with warm blood flowing through it, but you're not getting nothing from it. Like, life is too short. I used to grow up because my mom and dad was together before my father passed for so many years, and I'm just like, yo, I didn't grow up in a divorce household, so I'm not quick to think the divorce thing. And then now my mentality is like, yo, if I really get unhappy and it's very toxic like that, I think I need to walk away.
So what did you learn from that relationship with your mother and father? Because I think kids are a lot in relationships where they have children together. That is kind of why one party may feel it's worth it and I need to make this work, as opposed to if there's none.
If you speak to a lot of Caribbean women, you always hear stories of how things were tough, but they stuck it out for their kids and things of that nature. And I know my moms and dads had rough times, and my mom's, you know, for the most part, she loved my father. Don't get it twisted, but she also endured a lot of things because of the kids. I mean, I don't have children, so I can't speak for that. But
do you think she would have stayed if it wasn't for you?
I don't know, but to me, my thing about it is, if I'm that happy where I can't function, where it's like, it's toxic to me.
You mean that unhappy?
I said,
you
that,
said
happy?
that happy. Yeah.
I'm sorry, Freudian slip. If I was that unhappy, then to me it's just like it's a waste of time, right? Because we have such a short lifespan. Yeah. As a black male, I'm not in the greatest health and stuff like that. God, I want to live to 90. But let's just say, God forbid, I don't live to that long. How many of my years could have I wasted not being happy?
We really don't realize that, how short this life can be. And I'm just realizing, honestly, about that. And that's why, PSA to all the ladies, this is why I'm trying to be committed, Mike. Mm-hmm. I'm looking for somebody who I can share life with on a serious level. You know what I'm saying? And grow with and enjoy the different things that life has to offer, instead of going from this one to that one. Because, like you were saying, life is short. You don't realize it, but life is short. And some people be like, oh, I have time. I'll find somebody, this, that, and the third.
Yo, it get late early.
It get late early, exactly.
Yo, if you don't take none of the jewels we ever drop on this show, understand that it gets late early. Because before you know it, you in your late 30s, no late 30s, early 40s, no functioning relationships, bad relationship after bad relationship, thinking to yourself, you know what, my Prince Charming or my princess is around the corner. And you don't take no self-inventory. We have to take self-inventory. No. Whenever you're ready to make that next step in life, you got to evaluate yourself. You got to see, okay, what are my actions that I've been consistently doing and what results have they produced for me? Don't get it twisted. Relationships is a two-way street, but at the same time, it's the energy you put out there.
My next love is gonna be something magnificent.
Okay, and you know, and not to put you on the spot, but you said that you're trying to find someone to make you the committed person.
No, not to make me a committed person.
Okay,
I have already set it up in my mind that that's what I'll be. Okay. I'm trying to find somebody to reap the benefits. So of what I'm putting out there.
Since it's start season, and the people out there looking for love, right? Because not everyone comes into thought season wanting to thought. You come into season trying to see what you can attract from the universe.
Yeah.
So what will it take to make Open Shirt Poppy the committed person you're talking about being?
It's no one specific thing that it would take. Okay? Because I've already put it in my head. That's the first part. I have to, no matter how crazy a chick is, how bad she is, and we're going to get into that, how much she got all the assets or whatever, I have to have it already in my head that this is what I'm going to do going into it. Like, instead of I'm going into it just to have a good time or see what's up, I'm going into it to see if this could be, my future, if she's worth that.
So if I bring it back to the question, it was, is it better to call it quits than to spend time making it work? Do you think you've been historically calling it quits and not trying hard enough to make it work?
Yes. Yes, because...
How are you going to change that?
Well, I've grown through growth, you know. That is worth it. Mm-hmm. So if I get deep into the relationship with them, therefore I know that this person is worth my effort, you know, attention and whatever it is that I need to do to make it work. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? As opposed to just saying like, oh, I'm feeling you, you feeling me, we good, we vibe, let's just play it by ear. Let's just, you know what I mean? Because that's what I did a lot. I just let it play out as it may. Mm-hmm. I'm somebody who, what do you say, go by their, not like the wind blows, but, you know, I just let things rock out as they may.
You let things play its course.
Yeah, but now instead of doing that, I'm actually going in with a plan of action. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying?
Taking charge.
So things will, I believe they'll turn out differently, especially once I find that specific woman. Mm-hmm. And if I'm willing, and I feel like all of those relationships that I cut out on that didn't work out, if I would have put the extra effort in each of them, they would have worked. They would have worked. I just wasn't willing to do it.
So what made you lazy about not putting the work in?
I would say partly my mindset on, well, to quote my old girlfriend, Kristen, I'm a bad bitch. I can get another.
So you felt that you were
another one.
You were open shirt poppy.
No, I was just like...
So that revolving door is going to keep revolving.
I was just... A lot of people stay in relationships sometimes, too, because they don't believe, like, they can do better. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? I was always in the mind state, well, not that I could do better, but I'm sure I'll find someone. I'm not worried about being by myself for the rest of my life. I wasn't worried about that. So I'm not going to fear myself into staying in this situation.
It's funny because, you know, knowing when to call it quits or trying to make it work. That's the inspiration behind the podcast named Views from the Friend Zone. I spent 4 years in the friend zone with a girl that, to be honest with you, I never thought was like, oh my gosh, I can't get a girl who's better than her. Oh my gosh, I thought this woman was that incredible. I was just trying to make it work by myself. And then every time I was just like, I'm done, she would say stuff like, you're my soulmate, or please stick around, give me a chance to grow, BS. If she think about the stuff she said now, she'd probably be like, I said that? Damn, I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, you know.
That ain't right.
And I didn't learn how to call it quit. And
she knew how to keep you just
dangled the
close
fruit.
Enough.
It's like the carrot in front of the horse kind of thing.
I've been recently friend zoned. I was young. Surprise, surprise.
I was young, so at the time it was just like, you know, she met certain criteria that I dreamed about as far as wanting my mate to be, my wife to be. You know, culture. We had the same culture, very ambitious, very intelligent, good conversation. The physical wasn't completely there, but me being a big dude all my life, I always felt like I had to convince women to be like, you know what? I don't look like Shamar Moore, but I'm still a good dude. So I always felt like I never looked at a woman and said, she's not built like Halle Berry, then it's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, it's tough to be two big people in a relationship, and then, you know, sex becomes like wrestling or some shit like that.
You just gotta have some bricks.
But I also said that I wasn't going to like completely ignore someone if our vibes was dope and they wasn't shaped like they should have, because I was never really shaped and still not shaped like I should have. But I said that she had such good qualities to me, smart, intelligent. Our chemistry was great. Vibes was good.
That's a big deal.
Looks wise. Looks to me, I thought she was pretty. I didn't think she was, oh my gosh. But I thought she was pretty, and you know what? She had good qualities. But she never saw me as anything more than the dude she wanted in the friend zone. But she loved my attention so much that every time I tried to break away, she would try to be like, no, we could be in a relationship. No, just give me time and we'll be where we need to be. And it's God. Thank God that was in my early 20s. Yeah. I shouldn't even went that in my early 20s. That should have been some teenage stuff and you grow out of it. But I bloomed late in that kind of situation. So I say that to say this. Spending time trying to make it work when you're not getting that equal participation is a big time waste of your life. Mm-hmm. Only thing I always say that I thank that situation because it taught me the patience I needed to be a married man and to work out with my wife. I don't think if I didn't have that lesson, my patience would have been not where it needed to be. So the last question on this topic is entering into relationships with conflicting expectations the kiss of death for the relationship? Right? Because even before you answer that, I want to give a substance, right? Because a lot of times when a man or a woman are honest, but the honesty is not what we want to hear, we enter the relationship saying, okay, this is...
On the other hand, which may be a good thing, but usually a bad thing, they have the foresight and they see a man and they're like, he's okay.
But I can make him better.
Exactly.
That's why we're best friends. Because that's my philosophy.
That's how I can make him better.
I always say a man meet a woman and be like, yo, she's everything that I want.
Mm-hmm.
I pray to God she never changes. And a woman be like, he got a lot of things that I like, but I can make him better. You know,
and they probably didn't get
sometimes
discouraged.
They do though.
They do. They upgrade you, right?
Sometimes that tire you kicked on the car is the actual car that you
I just thought about
got.
this. You know what happens in those situations? It just dawned on me because I always thought, a woman, she always wants to make a man better, right? And then when he's not what she wanted or doesn't become what she wanted, then she's mad or whatever. It's not that she's mad at you or us as the man. She's mad at herself because she failed, right? Because she believed I can make him better. Yo. She was like, I know I can. And he has this potential and that potential. Yeah. And then it doesn't happen. Yeah. And she's like, I failed.
But you know what? Sometimes a woman will see the potential in us. And then we fail to reach that potential. And you know what? The woman saw it. And we never lived up to it. Sometimes
it goes back to what we just said in the other
but sometimes it's not even just her expectations. It's just that she saw it. You were on that track.
Does she make you want to be better? Right? Does she make you want to go that extra effort? Make this work. Yeah. Are you inspired by her to do so? Or him, whatever. You know, is your spouse inspiring you to want to do that? Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because if they're not, and you're like, well, I'm willing to just let it go, then that's when you know. That's when you know. This is not for me. It's not going to work.
I think it's a kiss of death when you enter a relationship with expectations that aren't, honest and not equal and communicated right. Because if you want something from a man or a woman and you kind of put timelines out there and you kind of put honesty into relationship, the effort into the relationship, consideration, knowing that a person has shortcomings, try to help them with their shortcomings, and it just never matures into what it needs to be.
What level of expectations we talking about?
But you put what you needed to put into it, and you have to decide if that situation is right or wrong. For instance,
what level of expectations we talking about though? Are you like, I just expect this nigga to have a job? I expect him to take me out every now and again.
But I'm just saying, like, you got into a relationship because you saw this person's potential, this person's background, this person's energy, this person's mindset, and then you said, this is someone I can build with, and I want to build with them, and I eventually want us to be in a committed, healthy, growing relationship. Mm-hmm. And then you tried for 6 months, a year and a half, 2 years come, and it's just like we're enjoying each other's company, but we're not growing. I feel like in this day and age, if you're in our age group, the 35 and older crowd, then to me that's a flag. Don't get it twisted. I can't tell you that the right number you should date someone before y'all get married or take it to that next level is a year and a half, 2 years, etc., etc. I just feel like with where we're at in life, we've had enough time to make mistakes. We had enough time to know what we like in relationships and what we don't. So, if you approach a relationship with that mindset, with that expectation, and someone's not meeting you there with the effort, with the vision, with the discussion, with the communication, then you have to let it go, or you have to realize that, you're settling and you're sabotaging your own happiness.
Let it go.
Let it go. But dudes all the time tell a woman like, I'm not ready to be in a relationship. I'm feeling your vibe. I'm attracted to you. We have a good fun time. Let's kick it and see where it goes. I can understand how a woman be like, okay, he's not saying all the keywords that I want to hear, but you know what? He's open. He's open to things growing. He hasn't said, nah, this is just sex, this, that, and the other, stuff like that. Let's see where it goes. It's to me, it's just one of those, okay, this is like spades. That's a possible. That's not a book. That's not a guaranteed situation. That's a possible. Yesterday, right?
Possibles wasn't flying.
But I feel like a lot of times people hear that the person says, I just want physical. I don't want us to go on dates. I don't want us to go on trips. We could get something to eat from time to time, but I just want a physical situation. I'm not emotionally ready for anything more. And then people hear these honest things, go into a situation, spend a year or so, and then say, oh man, that person fooled me. No, you fooled yourself.
Yes, they did fool themselves, and I recently had a situation just like that.
Oh, okay.
But
do you care to expand or no? You can say no, and we can move on.
No, I'm not going to expand on it, but I will say this, and this sums it up. Women are probably the best communicators, but they're definitely not the best listeners because they have
bars. I was just going to say you communicate well, but what you get back, if you don't like it, you don't process it the way
Don't process it. Don't hear it the same. You said that? Yes, I did say that to you on this date. That's why it's best to have text conversations, because then you can go back and show them, because they just don't hear it. They don't hear what you said, or they hear it, but it sounds like something different to them, like you speak in a different language, but they, oh yeah, okay.
And men do it too. We be like, sometimes we
I literally don't be listening. It's not that. What'd you say? I didn't hear it. I literally don't hear it. But if I hear a woman say something to me on what it is she expects or what it is she wants from our relationship or situation, I listen. Now, there have been times where I heard it, but I was like, I'm going to still do what I want to do. You know what I'm saying?
You have to deal with the consequences of that.
I'm going to be persistent with it, but I always hear it. I don't ignore it. I don't hear something different. I heard what you said. You know what I mean? But
all right, so we're going to move on to the next topic. Yeah. And like I said, this is thought season. This is the opening weekend of the thought season playoffs, right? It's about to get serious, right? And then we also know that when the weather's nice and the flesh is showing, and then the outfits are a little tighter, the shorts are a little shorter, there's more flesh out there.
I seen one in
men being visual creatures. Women are visual creatures as well, but men, I feel more so, we kind of get like, we could become Jaws. Right? So expect an attack. So the next topic is a big butt and a smile. Right? God. You never trust a big butt and a smile. That girl is poison. Right? So I thought about that line, and I thought about how this weekend is the opening of that. Right? Shout out to my homegirl Dolores. And
Dolores?
Yes. Who she put up this meme, and it said, sexual tension will have you so effed up and delusional. Have you seen connections and potential in people that you should have nothing to do with? Right? And to me, that's the big butt and a smile. Right? Yeah. Or for ladies, that's the tall, dark, and handsome
sweatpants with the imprint.
Yeah, with the eggplant. Yeah, imprint, or the dimples and the smile that makes you weak, kind of thing, right?
Bruh.
So the first sub question on the big button and smile topic is: can you make a relationship work when physical was the only reason why you got into that relationship? How many dudes, baby moms, it's because she had a fatty, but nothing else?
Yeah.
You know?
Hence, neither one of my children's mothers have fatties, which is crazy. Because I do love a fatty.
I'm a fatty guy.
I do love a fatty. But
that's how it is, right? That's how it is in life. Like, you have attractions, and then you have, connections, right? Because if you go through I've had women call me out and say, like, yo, I went through your IG and you follow all these big butt Instagram models and stuff like that, and like I thought better of you. I'm like, yo, I'm a visual creature. Sometimes,
but they can see who you following?
Yeah, you can see whoever. If I go to your page right now, I can see who follows you and I can see who you're following. Instagram, right? That's how IG works.
That's a lot of research.
Yeah, but so and I say that to say this. Don't get it twisted. I love women. I love the interaction of women.
He loves the flesh.
No, but I love the connection. I love the conversations you can have.
Connection
with women.
means ass.
No, but on a serious note, like, you know what? That's why I have a lot of women friends around me, because I love the conversations I can have.
I love the female.
Right? Like, I'm married, so it's not like I could say anymore that I love, being. Interacting with women in that kind of way. But I can say that, I love still having conversation. I say that to say this. I'm still a visual person. Sometimes you're scrolling through the gram and then your Explorer page or something, you see somebody with a crazy picture. Sometimes you tap. Sometimes you follow. Obviously, you should be conscious of who you follow or not. Mm-hmm. But it doesn't necessarily, it's like Instagram. To me, it's just like, yo, that shit is TV. That's not real life. Instagram could be positive and it could be falsehood. Exactly. So men
could be made up.
And then to me, it's like, if you judge me on the people I follow on IG, these women who you like, how could you follow them? She has 3.5 million followers. I'm not unique. I'm not unique into following her.
I thought better of you.
Yeah. So to get back to the topic, can you make a relationship work when the physical is the only reason why you got into the relationship? Right?
Yes, I think so. Because the physical may be the only reason why you got into the relationship, but as you get into the relationship, you learn about that person.
Yeah.
So it's a crapshoot.
Yeah.
It's just like when you meet anybody new, you don't know what they're all about. You don't know who that person really is. You have an attraction to them, whether it be from a smile, big booty, big tits. He got muscular arms, nice chest. I don't know, whatever.
The physical's an icebreaker.
Yes.
It's an icebreaker. Now, it's up to you to, once you get there, to decide, man, is this going to develop into something or not?
But to answer the question, it can. It can. Now, normally does it? No. No, normally it doesn't. If that's what it's like, yo, shorty's bad. I want to holler at her.
Yeah. And
then you're like, yo, I can't talk to her about nothing. Yeah. But that fatty's crazy, so I gotta. You know what I mean?
Like I said, it's the icebreaker, it's the calling card, right? Because you could be like, damn, the way that outfit's looking, the fatty, this and another, and the smile is crazy. And then guess what? You have a conversation with them, and they're amazing.
Yeah. Then it's like, oh my
like
God.
you hit the holy grail, right? And then you can have that same situation, and she's like, I you like,
no, and she starts like, yeah, and these niggas was trying to holler at me, but I don't fuck with them. Like, I hope you ain't one of those bum niggas.
And
you know what I mean? Like,
have a nice day.
Yeah, okay. I am one of those niggas. Get out of here.
But I do think the physical situation can work. I just don't feel like. I feel like that's the lottery, right? Like, you can make money off the lottery. Mm-hmm. It's just not likely that you make money off the lottery, right? No. Scratch offs. You'll play 10 scratch offs, you might win 2. Mm-hmm. Maybe the 2 scratch offs you won made you all your money back in a profit, but most of the time, it doesn't.
That makes it all worth it. You got to think about it. Don't use scratch offs, because there's a different mind state as a gambler.
Okay.
With a gambler, the happiness is not in the win. The happiness is in the thrill, the gamble. Mm. When you're not sure, and you putting that money down, that's just to get inside of the gambler's mind real quick. it's not even about the win or the loss. It's about that rush you get, that thrill.
Yeah.
And it's like that in relationships sometimes too. That rush, that chase.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
that's why for some people the physical can lead into a long-lasting relationship, right? Because the way the person puts it on you or vice versa, it's just like, man, they got a lot of potholes in their situation. But that just makes me feel good. You know what I mean?
When that chemistry is popping.
Yeah.
But see, let me tell you something. I have been weak to the flesh. Definitely not going to lie about that.
Mm-hmm.
And probably made some bad decisions because of that.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm hearing from what I've been told, just speaking to people, relationships, or whatever, it's so much better when you are able to be with somebody, sleep with somebody, and you have that connection.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like it goes past just the physical.
Yeah.
That person is real dope, and y'all can really, you can vibe with them. You know, that's when you get the love, and then you add that to the already high chemistry aspect because of their physical attributes, and it just takes it to a whole nother level. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for that, because a chick with a bad body, first of all, we seen the tape with Kim Kardashian and Ray J. Not just because she got a good body don't mean she can fuck.
Yeah.
She might be whack.
Or Black China.
Oh, Black China, yeah. Like, come on, bro. You got all of this and this, you whack. Yeah. So don't get it twisted. Just because her body's banging don't mean it's gonna be a good time. But you know, if you start off with that and then you come to find out that she has more substance to her, it's like, wow, you know, this is amazing.
Yeah. See, know? Me, I'm niche physical, right? Like, I'm not every
what
niche.
What the
niche physical, right? So, and when I say that, it's
Can
just
you
like,
dumb it down for our audience who don't know what the hell niche physical is?
Okay, so for instance, me, current build, I find some women who say I'm cute, I carry myself well, but they're not attracted to me physically. So I have a population of women who like big dudes, who are funny, who's cute, like a dude with a little tummy for some reason, like a big dude to hold on to a whole lot. Mm-hmm. And that's my niche. That's the kind of woman.
I thought it was niche. Is it niche? Niche?
You can say it's like tomato.
That sounds
but
like
you'll hear some people say niche.
I say niche. But
some
okay,
people say niche.
I got you. Now I got you.
Right? So, but I say that to say this. I've never had a situation where someone was just wanted to kick it with me just because they was just, oh my gosh, I can't get you out of my head kind of thing. I've been in situations where it's just like, yo, her body's just crazy. That I can't get her out of my head kind of thing. Mm-hmm. So I've never been in a relationship where it was just, I just was drawn to the person physically. You know what I'm saying? But you're saying you have. How? So let me get to the next question, right?
Yeah.
Is there a physical relationship that you had that you miss?
Yeah.
Expand upon that. The year sounds deep. You know what I mean? So expand upon that.
Well, it was like she didn't have the greatest body, but I appreciated her body. Her body fit well with mine, and when we got down, like it was just a good, you know, match. Mm-hmm. Like we didn't fit perfectly as a couple, but we fit perfectly sexually.
Yeah.
That's what happened. You know what I mean? So it was like she had a nice body. She had, you know, good assets. Not the biggest, the baddest. You're not going to be like, oh my God, damn.
She was just right, like the third bed in Goldilocks. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. This is too hot. This is just right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what happened. It was like physically, it was just right for me. Mm-hmm. So it was like, oh, we love, you know, having sex with each other, and it was hard to like lose that.
So what made you lose it? Like, to me, to be honest with you, the most compatibly sexually I've ever been is with my wife, which is a good thing, right? Because
good answer.
No, I know it sounds like I'm asking for brownie points, but that's a good thing, right? Because it's just like, man, you know, the person that you've been most compatible with is the person that you're with, so that works. Some people, it don't work out to them. So,
do you think that's because that's the person you've had sex with the longest? Can you even remember all your sexual escapades?
Nah, it's just been so long.
Some has been so long.
Some are just
right?
funny stories, but I don't remember routines. You know what I'm saying? Because routine could be good and bad. Routines could be like, this works for me. I know how to get my jollies off, and that works. And then routines could be like, I'm expecting this move. I'm expecting the left, right, up, down combo, finish him kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? All right, so the last question on this topic is, has chasing after physical ever led you down a bad road?
All the time.
To me, I've been in situations where I almost got lined up because shorty was bad and I was supposed to meet her somewhere, and it was in the projects and it was in a bad part of hood. And then it was just like, you know what? When I was younger, I like to wear jewelry now. Like me, I'm older. I keep it a buck. I'm 30-something.
Shorty, meet me down the block.
I'm not going into every hood with all my chains out.
Yeah.
I know some hoods like, you know what? Let me leave my jewelry home tonight. Come out with something simple.
Give
or vice
me
versa.
a project
But when I was
chick.
younger, I'm like yo.
Give me a hood
I thought I was big
chick.
and bad. I'd go to, and then it was just one of those. Whoa! It was a bad situation. It was just like dudes in the hallway, dudes in the stairs.
But you had to go to the door? No.
She wanted me to come check her in her spot.
Project chick, yo, meet me outside, bro.
So it was a bad situation, but I wouldn't call it a bad road because it was one of those. All right, every time we hang out, I'm taking you out or you're meeting somewhere. I'm not taking you to the jungle. You live in the jungle. I'm a domesticated person. I don't go to the jungle. But what about you? Have you ever chased a physical? Ever led you down a bad road?
I don't know. Not a bad road like that where I felt my life was in danger.
But just a bad situation. Like, has any of your relationships been because of the physical, and then you're just like, man, this person wasn't compatible to me, but we was just so physically attracted that the relationship blossomed into more?
Yeah. Chasing the physical and the chemistry that I had with somebody else when I was married, it led me down a bad road. Because if I was thinking now, my mind state was clearer, I would have made better decisions and not ruined everything or took the risk that I took to ruin everything ultimately. Because I would have thought better
not to
about
excuse, Not to excuse you, but you were young, man.
Yeah, I was
Let's
young
think about
when
it.
I was married.
You was married at 21, 22.
Yeah.
That's tough.
22, yeah. So, yeah.
I'm not excusing you for that, but
no, give me excuses. I need
no, but I'm just
excuses.
thinking about it now. Like me, I got married at 26, turning 27. I still was young, but I just had a lot of more time under my belt before I got married.
Yeah, no, because that was 15 years later or something like that. I don't know. The temptation of the flesh was so much stronger than it is now. Mm-hmm. Like, I can see a chick or whatever, and I'll still be like, damn, she bad.
Like, when you older, right? You see a bad chick, and you realize she's problems, and you just don't have no problem with letting that go.
Exactly.
Right?
You be like, oh, that's nice.
Even when I'm chilling with married men,
on?
and we at the bar or something like that, and a beautiful young person come in, she be like, she'll ruin my life. You don't think twice.
Yeah, we can say that now.
Because
like,
you don't need, you realize you don't need to conquer.
You be like, I need that.
Yeah.
I need that in my life.
Like, you don't need
different.
You the cheater, you don't need every antelope. You don't need every, deer to get. You just realize, let that one go.
There'll be another one.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
All right, so we're going to go into the last topic. We got like 10 minutes left in the show, so we'll try to keep it efficient.
All right.
Gifts versus work. Shout out to my boy Jason Kerr. I went to his workshop, Becoming More. Mm-hmm. And he said something that kind of, he was just like, God gave us all gifts. If one of your gifts is not what you're doing for work, why are you there?
Right, that's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? Just think about that. How many of us doing jobs because it just makes money? I know some people like, yo, I'm just there for a check. Which is cool. If you could get that check and your check is nice, I respect that. But when you've been just getting a check for 25, 30 years, you're in a good place financially. But then your kids or your grandkids come to you and be like, tell me the story of your life. What did your life mean? Mm-hmm. And you're like, damn, I just worked till I retired. I didn't make no mark on this earth. I didn't do anything that made me happy. But I was, I provided. I provided for your father,
a lot
your
of people
daughter.
Say that.
That's
tough.
That's tough. To be honest with you, even this platform that we have, right? It's not the most biggest platform and stuff like that. The fact that I get to talk to people, interview people, speak to people about life, their goals,
it's
their
therapeutic
visions.
for me.
It's therapeutic.
I don't know.
It makes me feel like sometimes I'll say something and someone be like, yo, the conversation y'all had, I was going through something similar. And just hearing that people like me had those kind of problems and all figuring it out made me figure it out too. That's like, damn, that's deep. I'm not Oprah or nothing like that, but you know what? I was able to just help somebody just because I was.
And this is in the archives. So when you say that, like your kids or grandkids, whatever, come in and be like, you know, what have you done? And be like, check this out. Go listen to this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's something like they might find interest in it. They might find something different about you after they're dope. So, first question: are you using your gift in your current vocation?
No.
Then you said that fast.
I mean,
I'm using one of my gifts. I'm a good financial mind, so me working in the finance business, but I'm not a good schmoozer. I'm not a good. Look at me. Look at what I did. I did so much kind of person. Mm-hmm. That doesn't work in corporate America, because your bosses know. There's some people that your bosses know that give Marvin's this project, he's gonna get this project done. That's good. And some people who be like, look at this project. Oh my gosh, it was the biggest project in the world, and look at the bows and the ribbons that I put on it. And you have to sell yourself. Mm-hmm. I'm not the best at selling myself, and I have to work on that. That's one of my things that I have to get. When I say like get uncomfortable, because when you get uncomfortable, you adapt. I have to be like, hey, look at me. Clifford always tell me like, yo, Clifford will start promoting the podcast and promote. Clifford will tell someone that I wrote a book, and Clifford will do this, and they'll be like, I didn't know all that, and I just be like,
better than you.
I don't know how to. You know what I'm saying? So I am using one of my gifts, but I'm not using all of my gifts.
I am a great. I believe I'm very good at public speaking. Mm-hmm. And I believe I'm pretty good at entertaining. Yeah. Like, people are entertained by me. Yeah. And any form. Are you not entertained? Yeah, like, most of my entertainment now, I entertain my kids. You know, I entertain my family. Yeah. They're entertained by me, but I'm not using it in any form or facet. And my son's mother, she used to always tell me, she'd be like, yo, you are gifted. You know what I mean? So one of the nice things she used to say to me.
In what capacity gifted. Did she say you were gifted?
Because I could just come up with stuff. Okay. Like, we used to sit at the table and just crack jokes on each other. Yeah. Or I can come up with a song off the top of my head. Yeah. And like,
that's good. Some people are outgoing. You know what I'm saying? I'm outgoing in that capacity. Like that. I'm outgoing in that capacity, like being able to like create raps or write books or something like that, express myself kind of thing. Yeah. But I feel like I don't sell myself enough, and I know I have to. Which is funny, right? Because I always feel like all my life I had to fight. I always had to sell myself to women. All my life I had to fight. But, you know, as far as selling myself business-wise, professionally, I don't do that well enough. And I realized in 2019, going on 2020, I got to get uncomfortable. I got to promote myself. I got to be like, yo, I'm doing such and such. And I challenge everybody who's just like me to undo those ways. Step out of your box, right? It don't have to be arrogance. It don't have to be making a spectacle of yourself, but you have to realize like, yo, no one's going to care for you if you sit in that cuticle and do everything they ask for you, because that's what they expect. They're not going to appreciate that. You have to let them know, like, I'm doing magic. Even if you're not doing magic, you got to find a way to present what you're doing as magic. I can see myself on the platform, like, wilding out. See? Just that type of shit. To me, I feel like I could freestyle. I can do all that stuff like that. But I feel like I'm kind of shy to do wilding out. Wilding out, you got to pull it right off your head. To me, I like to write and prepare kind of thing. Nah. So the next question, is the gift you're working on, is there a gift you're working on or trying to make it into a business?
There's a gift I thought about, but I'm not even sure that that's my gift. Yeah, it's just something I feel like I might be able to do. Yeah, and unfortunately, it's like when you think about this stuff, if you are thinking about it in the financial aspect, is it really that good? Because you know, instead of thinking about it as this is something I want to do, this is something I need to do, you're like, well, can I make money from this? Yeah. I want to do it to make money. But we at the end of the day, we need money to pay bills and stuff like that. Yeah. So even every idea you come with, sometimes there's more passion. Like this show, we've been doing this show for 2 years. I would love if this show was on a platform like a Complex or kind of where they would give us a check. That would be great. We made enough money to because we get something from this show, even though we don't get paid. Yeah. I know you do. I do. it's just like,
so if we could
imagine
do this
you
and
got
get paid for it like we should, kind of thing, I would love it. But at the same time, you still need to have the bills paid.
Mm-hmm.
So the last question, and then we'll wrap up the show and then do our shout outs, is what will you try in the next 6 months to grow the gift that you have?
Anything.
In the next 6 months, I'm going to explore, right? Because you see certain things, you see people do things, you see successful people, and you try to replicate what they're doing, but sometimes it doesn't work for you.
I'm going to try to put myself around more people.
Yes, I want to put myself in circles and conversations.
That.
I want to see people who grew brands and grew businesses and kind of see like where my niche, whatever you want to say is, right? Because I think a lot of times if we try to follow a wave, right, you get lost in that wave. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just a lot of people doing the same kind of thing. So you got to like, what is going to be my niche? Who are going to be my people I need to speak to? Who are going to be my people that support? Right? Yeah. Because there's a lot of fandom supporters. There's a lot of people who will tell you when no one else is listening, good job. But when everybody's listening, they don't got nothing to say. You know what I'm saying? And at the same time, you need both. You need the phantom listeners to keep you going, but you also need the livelihood, the crowd, right? The marketplace. So you got to create that marketplace. So in the next 6 months, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to figure out, my talents, how I can make them grow, do things uncomfortable. How do I get the exposure, right? Because it's tough, just talking to CEOs of small brands and like talking to my mans like, yo, I've been doing my brand for 10 years. And it's just tough. It's hard. You know what I'm saying? And like success is not a straight line. So we got to figure out ways to like.
There's no blueprint.
Find that branding. Sometimes you gotta spend. Sometimes we spend money into our things, and we spend money into our brands or our businesses in the ways that we know. We have to explore on how to spend money and building brands in the ways that we're not comfortable or we're not new and exploring different things, right? Yeah. Because I feel like we throw darts and we want to hit the bullseye every time. No, sometimes you got to throw a dart and hit the corner and I'm like, you know what? I'm getting there. I'm on the board. Celebrate the fact that, you hit, you learned. Like even with our podcast, I learned what ways to market work, what ways the market didn't. I've watched it grow from like, okay, we can only do 2,000 views, 3,000 views. And then I was just like, oh, I know how to get us 20,000 views, 25 views every week kind of thing. It's growing, it's learning your niche and stuff like that. So that's the end of our podcast. Happy Memorial Day to everybody out there.
I'm coming to the barbecue.
You know what I'm saying? So do you want to once again salute you again as a veteran?
That's right. Shout out to all our service members, Army, Air Force, Marines.
Yes.
Coast
it's too many of y'all for me to remember.
Navy.
My boy Fred.
Much love. Shout out Fred.
Mike. Who else?
He's a warrant officer now, doing big.
Damn, there's so many. I can't think of off the top of my head, which is bad. But I salute you though. You did a sacrifice that I wasn't built for, and I appreciate that.
Shout out my boy German.
You know what I mean?
Listen, let me give you shout outs real quick. I want to shout out the girl Stephanie, SBB bartender.
Yes,
she was a guest on the show. She came through yesterday, dropped off some drinks for the barbecue.
Big up yourself.
Yes, much love. Who else? I want to shout out my little ones. Kayla, Kira, MJ, Mello. Love you guys, Y'all beautiful. Who else, business-wise? Oh, my sister. My sister's doing big things. Yeah. Trying to get her ass back on the show.
Yeah.
Nunu Nels.
She has her show on Vibe.
On Vibe. She's doing her own individual, interview session show on Vibe. Yeah. So look for that online. She's still in the battle rap community doing it big. She got her Nunu Nels apparel, all of that.
The Princess of URL.
Yeah. So that's it, man. Shout out to us, man. We're going to keep grinding for y'all. It's been a while.
You know what? Also, shout out to everybody out there who continue to support us. Shout out to the many different countries that support us. You don't understand the love Africa gives us.
Overseas.
Us, Jamaica, different places, right? Even some places I don't do they understand English like that? But they show love. They write comments. They're like, good job and stuff like that. And you're just like, wow.
We need that love home, too. We need that home love.
Shout out to my sister, Kamara, who made MD.
Kamara.
Job.
Nice.
Shout out to my brother John, who's also
Congrats,
MD.
Kamara.
I'm so proud of you guys. You guys are big freaking deals.
Yes.
You guys reminded me, you know what? I have so much work to do. But it's not a comparison thing. It's just like you got to watch people's blessings and be inspired by them.
Yes.
Not why not me. I see their success as it's possible.
Yes.
They look like me. They have the same parents like me. It's a work ethic that needs to apply.
Right.
Sometimes you're trying to do something in a way that's not the way you should do it. So you got to figure out, how do I reroute? You know, your GPS reroute you. Everybody out, don't get mad if you get lost. Reroute your plans. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Who else I need to shout out? Like I get another plug. Shout out to Uncle Don's Kitchen. The food was amazing. They're out of Long Island, New York, and Hempstead. Like I said on Instagram, it's Uncle_Don's_Kitchen_. You know, reach out to them for your catering needs and stuff like that. Shout out to Cliff Rock, Banam, Amanda Giddy Gut. They'll be back next week. And,
Amanda with the candles,
like I
hot
always,
like fire.
my new thing, I always used to say, go out there and chase your legacy, not your liabilities, but go out there and get uncomfortable. Then reroute your GPS. And we out.
Views!